Hey, this is Lizardboy,
This is Dutch.
and we're playing Alien Isolation.
Woohoo!
Finally! Been told this is the Alien game I've been waiting for since I was 7 years old.
7.
7. My parents,
Right.
Alien came out, we'd gotten cable TV, and our very first catalog. You had TV Guide, then you had your cable TV guide, and on the very first one we got, on the back of it, it said "Coming Soon Alien," and I was jazzed. I wanted to see this movie so bad. For my birthday, I remember my aunt Kathy gave me $10. The giant alien action figure was $8. We went to a toy store and I bought it. My mom was like, you're going to get that for your birthday. And I'm like, I don't care. I have it now and I love him. And I named him Junior because he's just a little baby. And then the movie finally came out. I hadn't seen it at this point. And when it was finally released on, it was a Saturday night, HBO. That's when they premiered all their movies. Yeah, let the kid watch it. So it was my dad and my godfather. We're in the true recliners. The TV's here. We had a bar in our basement. I'm sitting at the bar, and then the infamous chestburster scene happens. And scarred for life. Scarred for life. My dad and John are sitting there like, oh my God. And they look at me, and I'm like this. I'm doing one of these the whole time. It was just awesome. Just awesome. I love this franchise. I know so much about it. So what we're looking at here, this is Amanda Ripley, Ellen's daughter, who Ellen was in all 4 movies. The last 2 I don't really count. Well, the third one I think would have been good. David Fincher, I don't know if he wrote it, but I know he directed it, but he had a problem with Fox. And Fox kind of kicked them off, and then they edited the movie. So when you watch it, you can totally tell by the shots, the lighting, everything. That's a Fincher movie. That's it. That's a Fight Club. That's a 7. But the movie just. Now, when they originally were doing Alien 3, a good friend of mine, Jim Beck, screenwriter in L.A. So if anybody has a job available, he worked on the Pink Panther cartoon series back in the 2000s. And we had to write a thesis paper in our English class, our senior year, and he did it on filmmaking. I did mine on comic books. He did filmmaking. Well, he comes in one day to school. He's like, and this is back before the internet and stuff. This is 1990, 91. So he's mailing out letters to people. Dudes from like California, from like 20th Century Fox, effects guys, got a hold of him, and we're telling them all about this new movie they were making, and it was Alien 3. If you remember, Alien 3, the teaser trailer that we got for it was a picture of the Earth, and it said, "This time they come home." And that's what they were working on. Now, rumor has it that Sigourney Weaver got her little claws involved and got the script changed. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. That's only hearsay. But that's what they were working on. And then it turned into Alien 3 and then Alien 4. Oh, my God. Not good. Then the whole Alien vs. Predator series started. The original comic book series, Dark Horse Comics, 90, 91. Absolutely amazing. When they were coming out with the movie, I was like, yeah, they're going to do it, yeah! And then they gave us pyramids and shit. Totally screwed it up. Not a fan of it. AVP 2, if you watch trailers, original trailers for that, it looks great. Then you watch the movie, and they darkened the movie, because the aliens clearly look like guys in rubber suits. And they were like, crap, how are we going to fix this? We got all the shots, everything's in the can, what do? Let's just make it really dark so nobody notices. And then since then, we've had crappy Alien game after crappy Alien game. We had the original one from 1985 for the Commodore 64. Was great, played the crap out of that. And then we didn't have another Alien game until Alien vs. Predator in 2000, which actually was really good. And Alien vs. Predator 2 was pretty good, and then it just went to shit. And it's like I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship. Every time an Alien game comes out, I just buy it. No thought, no nothing, I buy it. And it usually doesn't turn out the way I wanted it to, especially with the last one, Colonial Marines, where there were 2 or 3 developers were involved in that. The trailer that they showed during E3 ended up being nothing like the actual gameplay was. So now we've got this one, which supposedly is just pure awesome.
So now we gotta get dressed.
So she's getting dressed, which unfortunately we don't see. Now, the way they rendered Amanda, they really made her look like Ellen. I thought they did a pretty good job with it. She's very Sigourney Weaver-ish. And this is just perfect. I mean, if you watch the original Alien when they're on the Nostromo, this is it. It's a lived-in, worked-in environment. And sci-fi, we never saw that in sci-fi until Star Wars in '77. This was written by Dan O'Bannon and Ron Shusett. Dan O'Bannon had the script written, and it was originally called Star Beast, which I thought was awesome. And he was inspired to write it because of Star Wars. Ended up changing the name to Alien, and never really knew what the thing was going to look like. They got a hold of Giger, and he saw one of Giger's paintings called Necronomicon, and the rest is history. Well, I don't really need as much sleep as the rest. Oh, he is a synthetic. That's what I thought.
I realize it's a very similar model to
This is kind of low. I'm going to turn the volume up here.
M class, a later pattern but close in spec.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up there? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have been punishing for her.
Haven't seen her. I'll go check on her.
Now, something else you may not know, because a lot of you out there watching this might be youngins. If you ever do watch the movie Alien, which I highly suggest, it is probably one of the greatest monster movies ever made, because it is a monster movie. It's sci-fi. Now, that movie could have happened anywhere. You know, you could have replaced the alien with a bear and had people trapped up in the woods. The chestburster scene in the script was written as "it emerges." That's all it said. So other than the effects guys, O'Bannon, Ridley Scott, and John Hurt, nobody knew what was going to happen. So when you see, and I call all chestbursters Norton, when Norton jumps out, everybody's freaking out, screaming. That's real. They had no idea it was going to happen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Taylor, good morning.
Ripley, it's certainly not good. I very much doubt it's morning either.
So the premise of this so far is,
I feel like
I keep getting Ellen and Amanda mixed up. Amanda is kind of obviously obsessed that her mom's gone missing, so she started taking jobs out in these deep space mining
I'm surprised
things.
Yutani felt the need to send
In the
me
very
over
beginning,
there.
the part that I was talking over, the synthetic told her, hey, listen, we found the flight recorder for the Nostromo, which is the ship they were on, and they had to destroy because Junior was running around. Because that movie, when you watch Alien, all that movie is about is 7 monsters trying to hunt down and kill a newborn baby. That's all it's about. It's just vicious, mean
We both get what we want, right?
things.
Have you seen Samuels? He's probably been up for hours.
So they found the flight recorder for it, and so now she's like, all right, cool. They're like, hey, you want to come with? We're going to go to this place where it is,
Looks like we're up.
and that is pure 1970s. Would you like to read this?
Sure. All right. And Taylor. Nostrum. I can't even say
Nostromo.
it. Nostromo incident. Wayland Yutani.
Very good.
File. Blah blah blah. Hey Taylor, I got your case request. It may take me a while to dig out the files, and the incident happened before my time at the company, so I'm a bit fuzzy on the details. In 2122, the Wayland Yutani cargo vessel, the USCSS Nostromo, went missing. No trace was found of its cargo or crew. Apart from a new science officer, the rest of the crew had worked together before 7 in all. Dallas, Captain, Ash, Science Officer, Kane, or is it Kane?
Yeah, it's
It's
actually
Kane.
spelled K.
Executive Officer, Ripley, Warrant Officer, Lambert, Navigation Officer.
Page down. Oh, that's it.
Torrens Manifest.
You can't use the mouse. So I want to see if it.
I think that's
You
it.
can't scroll anymore. Because, they don't talk about Brett or Parker. Brett and Parker, played by Harry Dean Stanton and Yaphet, were the engineers. They were the guys who fixed everything. And I can't believe they didn't mention them. They were bitching the entire movie. Oh, look. Oh, I can't scroll. There we go.
Parker,
Hey.
Chief Engineer, Brett, Engineer Technician. Wayland Yutani lost a lot of money from it. It's a bit of a black mark in history. Get the impression they don't like to mention it. Anyway, I'll try and find the files later. Clarify some of the points. If you want, I can help you go through them. Maybe some of your luck will rub off on me. I hear upstairs have an eye on you for something big, Saul.
Man, the scrolling is... I really got to scroll the hell out of my mouse.
Yeah, seriously.
Ugh.
All right. Name, MSV 7760, Torrens, M-Class Starship, Captain Verlaine Diane, Navigator, Com Officer Connor William, Owner Verlaine Diane, Contractor Waylon Utani, outbound and return transportation for Waylon Utani retrieval team to Sevastopol Station. Team consists of 3 WY employees, Samuel C., Ripley A., Taylor N. Passengers Samuel Christopher Ripley, Amanda Taylor, Nina. Number of decks 2, number of crew 2, interstellar communications antenna, long haul hypersleep chamber. Commercial passenger cargo ship retrofitted from a tow rig. Retains operational heavy duty tow umbilical.
Interesting. Might need that later on. Who's to know? So in the movie Alien, at the last minute, Dallas was talking to Ripley and said, you know, I've worked with all you guys before, but Ash, the science officer, they're like, the company replaced him at the last minute. So when they're flying back, they get awoken from hypersleep early because there's a distress signal, and it's company policy when there's a distress signal, you have to go check it out. So they check it out, and that's when all the shit happens, and Kane gets a little love on his face. And they're like, okay, whatever. They go back, Norton pops out and takes off, and they're like, fuck, we gotta go kill it. Everything goes to shit. Well, they find out Ripley's the one who pieces it together and goes and confronts Ash about it and says, that wasn't a distress signal, wasn't? That was a warning to stay away, because she hacked into Mother, which is the name of the computer. And then Ash, well, he was a synthetic. Nobody knew. He freaked out a little bit, and there were some deaths involved.
You said we're approaching Sevastopol Station. Are we docking?
I believe your contact is Marshal Waits, is that right? I'll hail Sevastopol and arrange boarding with him.
Good. Let's get this done.
Don't worry, Miss Taylor. Routine. In and out. Connor, how we doing?
SMG loaded and
I didn't realize those people were there. I'm like, why is Ripley talking with an accent?
Say hello.
channel open, Captain.
Does everyone have their briefing document?
You can watch the approach on the monitors.
Collect your briefing document.
All right. It's going to be a lot of reading, I have a feeling, to set all this up.
Yeah.
Can we see it?
Switch to monitors.
This is so, like, God, this is great.
Is that damage?
Looks like damage.
Punch up 74, tight angle.
Looks like the dry dock bay is screwed.
I can't bring the Torrens into that.
This is a commercial vessel, Torrens out of St. Clair, registration number MSV7760, calling Sevastopol Traffic Control. We're carrying 3 passengers on a Wayland.
Utani Bond, you're holding the Nostromo flight recorder unit. We request immediate permission to transfer the passengers portside over.
Serious situation.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall, this is the Torrens. Say again?
The last shipment of food they sent us, the clams were bad. Don't eat the sushi.
The station's comms seem pretty screwed up, so I fitted Samuel's suit with a radio booster. I can only keep the Torrens in transit for 24 hours.
You'll have heard from us by then.
Safe trip.
She's sweaty.
I know, there's no air conditioning in space.
In space, no one can keep you cool.
It's the only option, and it's perfectly safe if you do what I tell you.
So I'm playing this on the PC. I have an i7, 6 gigs of RAM. I have a NVIDIA 770, and my TV's a 4K. So I have it all hooked up to that. Using an HDMI cable through my receiver with the 5.1 surround system, clipped speakers. It default wanted to play the game at 4K, and it plays it. And then I started recording, and everything was a little bit choppy. So I was like, you know what? I'll kick it down to just regular HD, and it looks fine. This thing looks great. But we're showing it to you guys in 720, just because file size. Now, what if your glasses fall off your face? You're kind of screwed. You have to like jiggle your head around.
Yes, seriously.
And you can't jiggle your head around because there's no gravity.
True.
They would just kind of float. I wonder if they got like tape or something on them.
Could be.
Uh-oh. At least it's bright yellow so you can see her.
True.
Oh, an airlock. I wonder if this game's going to end with an airlock. That's how the first two movies ended. Blasted the alien. They blasted Junior into space, the cruel bastards. He was just a baby. He was confused. He didn't know what was going on. I think it's going to be a good spot to stop it here. And we'll be right back
Right.
with episode 2. F9.